There's this old iconic saying, there's this old figure of speech that goes, out with the old and in with the new. And in relation to WWE 2K and WWE 2K26, it's more like out with your wallet, out with your money, out with your funds, and in with the BS. Because as a lot of you may know, WWE 2K26 has had a lot of highs and a tremendous amount of lows. This game has a fair bit of issues. And so what really inspired me to make this video, last week Game Vote, shout out to Game Vote, posted a tweet saying, do you think what we say is really going to affect the future of the WWE games? And you might be wondering, why did he ask this? And he asked it because I don't know if this is from like the 2K newsletter or what, but it's a screenshot of 2K saying, call the shots for the future of WWE 2K. Share your thoughts. And then once you open it, they got this whole little speech going, in WWE 2K26, it's your ring, your rules, your era. Which, that's kind of a bit of a news flash to me, because if you haven't watched one of my recent videos, I recently made a video discussing about how 2K has some of the literal cover athletes on this game locked behind paywalls in a gambling mode in MyFaction. So, to be told that this is my ring, my rules, and my era, that's that's news. It's been nearly 2 months since the game launched, and we want to hear directly from you about your experience. And so I have a few ideas, a few things, a few changes that I would love to see. And I also have used some things that I've seen people comment in my comment sections, and just stuff I've seen people say overall online. So just like always, timestamps in the description below. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that I would like to address, let's just not even beat around the bush. Let's address the elephant in the room, the live service model. In a perfect world, let's say just completely get rid of it. It has no business in a WWE game. It honestly has no business in gaming in general. The whole live service slop epidemic is starting to really die out. It kind of peaked in the pandemic era of gaming, and as you start to see even games like Fortnite, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos discussing it, if they can't make money, as much money as they expected or as they previously were, why would you implement it in a game like this that the model and the service itself would just never work in? And so then it leads me into my first real point. Live service games like Call of Duty, for example, they have double XP weekends for big events, or just weekends in general. And so what I was thinking is, why don't we have that in WWE 2K26? Because you want to screw us over with all of the negatives of the Ringside Pass, Battle Pass system, but then you don't even want to add the simple basic quality of life features that somehow benefit players. Like, think about it. For example, Ringside RXP increase on special events like PLES, holidays, or like I just previously mentioned, weekends in general. Because think about it, WrestleMania is the biggest event of the year for WWE. This game was on sale WrestleMania weekend. Why didn't they do something like Saturday night, Sunday night? Even if you didn't want to do totality, like just double XP in general, why didn't you do something like, well, hey, if you play universe mode and reach WrestleMania, or if you play WrestleMania in MyGM mode, or if you just do a simple match in the WrestleMania arenas, you should get some sort of a RXP boost. We have Backlash coming up this Saturday. A lot of people speculate that patch 1.10 might be coming tomorrow. This would be the perfect time to pivot and implement this. Or, even better, a 2-for-1 special. WWE has the Great American Bash. What if on the 4th of July, you did a quadruple RXP boost? I mean, like, that's just kind of the bare minimum thing. I don't know if that's crazy for me to even suggest this. I don't know if 2K would even consider it, but I feel like it, again, the bare minimum, this would be a nice quality of life feature. And then that leads me into my next point, promotional stuff. Think about it. Call of Duty, I just keep using this example. If you've been to any grocery store recently, you've probably seen Ghost on Phantom. But let's just look at it from this perspective. Call of Duty constantly does these collabs with merchandise like Monster Energy. They do a lot of stuff with Little Caesars. I know when Modern Warfare 2 2022 came out, they did like a Jack Link's beef jerky thing. You know who has a literal beef jerky promotion slash, I guess, partnership, the WWE. Wasn't it in 2K25 that you could literally use like a Slim Jim as a weapon? So why don't we have some sort of a thing like you go buy a Slim Jim and it has like a code and you get a special type of gear? Even if it was something stupid like a Slim Jim attire, it would at least still be something that kind of makes sense to this whole live service model. But of course, with 2K being 2K, I don't think we'll see this in any sort of capacity. Something I feel that a lot of players would be glad to see is, if you're going to keep doing this live service model, then at the very least, you should keep updating all of these superstars throughout the year. Because I've seen this a lot in my comment sections, I've seen it a lot online. People really are upset that Fatal Influence, they don't have a trios motion. They just have I don't even think they actually even have a generic motion. They're set to come out separately. And a lot of people have pointed out that even though Jasmine Nix left the company, they've been a faction for what, 2 years now? You had so much time in the world to actually update them. And I know 2K just recently dropped a teaser. They're gonna update Demolition's entrance. And again, man, it's like, this is a live service game since you want it to be one. Why in the hell are you updating somebody who should have come out with an updated release when their DLC just came out at the start of this season? What are we doing? So if you can do that, that means you can get to working on Fatal Influence. And you know, even if it was something as simple as, since Jasmine isn't there anymore, you just wanted to specifically mocap, I think, what is her name, Lainey? You wanted to mocap her part. You know, it's better than nothing. Because again, Fatal Influence themselves, they've been a group for like 2 years. This, like, you should have been done this. There's no excuse for why a faction in the game, why they don't have a set entrance. That just kills all immersion, and it just makes you look stupid. It makes you look lazy. Another huge thing that I've been seeing people talk about and discuss is that online is just completely broken this year. It's just completely screwed. I'm seeing people talk about you can't play certain match types. I'm seeing people say that almost every sort of match is just completely removed from online. I know people have been complaining about the Elimination Chamber. It's a match that's been going for a while. I've seen people in my comments talk about that they can't send invites. You know, the game is freezing. Online is just, it's just essentially fried. People are asking, can you play it? And people are still saying that it's just simply cooked. I'm assuming that this will be addressed in patch 1.10, but even then, it might not, because people have been saying that these modes have been missing from online for a couple of patches now. And so it kind of brings the question of, where's the stability with this game? I can't recall any sort of time that they had to remove the modes from the game in the online portion for this long because there was something wrong with them. The servers are just simply fried. And I know that I keep saying it, but I just need to nail the point across. 2K is trying to make this a live service game, yet as we previously mentioned, you're missing simple quality of life features that most live service games have, and then the actual online portion of the game, it doesn't even work. There's so many modes missing. You have somehow managed to take a shitty gaming design model and you have somehow made it even worse. I didn't even know that was possible, but it's 2K. Some other things that I would like to also just briefly address that I think could help the quality of the game as well. The championship sizing, because some of the championships, they just look awkward on certain superstars. There's also the issue of, you know, we still have like the clipping through jackets and shirts, which at this point, this has been an issue in WWE games for like how many console generations now? I don't know if it'll ever be fixed, but I feel like we are at a point with the advancements in gaming design and just the hardware itself that, you know, we could address this. I mean, dude, you don't even make these games for the PS4 or the Xbox One anymore. There's no reason why the PS5, PC, maybe the Switch 2, maybe I could see it for that console not being able to do it. But even then, man, I still feel like, again, we are at a point in society with the tech that you should be able to address this. Then something else I do think is important as well, the PC community creations, we need to just bring it back together. There's no reason that PlayStation, Xbox, and PC should be separated. A lot of the collaborators and a lot of the creators who make content for this game, a lot of them would, work together. And so for you to just kind of cut off an entire, I guess, let's say, section of the community, it just feels stupid. I mean, I've said it before. We know it's probably got something to do with the fact that some of the people on PC, they were using mods. And I just feel like, it's like, come on, man. As long as it's not a situation like 2K22 where people were uploading the actual DLC models, then what's the issue? I don't understand. And then something else that I do want to address as well, we need a little bit more settings. I do want to come back to it. This is something I've had an issue with all year long, and I know somebody's going to say it, so go ahead and just say it. Skill issue. But the stamina bar, the purple death bar, I don't think the purple death bar should be in the game. I mean, I feel like it's also stupid for us to have 2 stun systems. You can't reverse if you get stunned. You can't reverse if you don't have stamina, which is a pain in the ass, because if you play MyFaction, these guys, some of these cards, like I think Obafemi, his persona card, it will run out of stamina in like 3 punches, 1 or 2 reverses, and he's just out of stamina. You can't reverse, you can't do anything. And it was this one live event, you had to fight against like the Great Khali, and he had like 3 finishers off of the rip, and you would just pretty much be screwed because he would just hit it after you hit him like 3 times, and then you just couldn't reverse it and you were screwed. You got put into the chokehold where he squeezes your head. So I think that should be out of the game. But even if you want to do a bit of a compromise, I think at the very least you should be able to just completely turn it off for single player mode. I don't know if that's a wild opinion, but it's mine. Another huge thing that I would love to see in 2K26 is, what if 2K brought returning modes? For example, one of the biggest things that they advertised this year was, you can get universe mode cutscenes in exhibition mode. It's something like rivalry mode. You turn it on before you play a match, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have things like cutscenes in universe mode, promos with the champions holding the title in the promos. What if we took all of these assets and we brought back Create a Story? Create a Story hasn't been seen in the game in 12 years. I think 2K14 was the last game in the franchise to have it. It's one of the most highly requested modes every single year. I mean, let's be for real. In the last decade, I would say the 2 biggest things that people have been requesting was 1, GM mode, and then 2, Create a Story. We got GM mode in 2K22, but we have yet to see Create a Story return. I think if 2K was to do it, it would be a huge addition. I would also love to see them implement Create a Finisher, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Create a Finisher has been in the game since, was it WWE 12? I don't think it was in 13, was it? Or was it SmackDown vs. Raw 2011? Let me know in the comment section. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then something else I do want to say, less unnecessary stupid stuff. The community has made it pretty much loud and clear that no one wants these Borderlands skins. Like, let's just look at it. You said that there were going to be persona cards in the Ringside Pass, and then you don't give us the updated attires of superstars except for 1, but you give us a bunch of Borderlands skins and character models that, what the hell are you even going to use it for? I think it's stupid. And then that also truly leads me into my final point. Make MyFaction more accessible. I made a video discussing, again, how they locked some people on the cover of the game behind MyFaction, and I made a video discussing about the live events and some of the card requirements to get personas, how outrageous they are. And one of the things that I did see both online and in my comment section for that video was people pointing out that, well, on the bright side, you can just simply buy some of these cards. If you look at the prices, they are absolutely egregious. It's like 40,000, 46,000 VC or something. And that also just leads me to the point of, you just simply want me to just spend nothing but money for something that should be free in the game. This is a live service game. Why in the hell do I need to pay for damn near not even damn near, why do I need to pay for essentially every single updated model of the person? Or just hope I'm lucky enough to gamble on it? That's stupid. And they know it's stupid. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be telling the truth. At the end of the day, I'm just a moron sitting here yelling and yapping. So what do I possibly know? But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are some of the more things that you would like to see being added to 2K26? I know a lot of you have made it clear that you probably won't get 2K27. So I'm also curious as well, what could 2K do to fully bring you back on board? And again, I know everybody's pretty much going to say they don't want this ringside pass, which I fully agree with. But I feel like at the same time, I don't think 2K is going to stop doing this. I really don't. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. But man, your boy getting ready to sign out. If this your first time stopping by the channel, I want you to go ahead and get that leg ready. I want you to set up, stand in that corner, and I want you to hit that like button with a sweet chin music. And then I want you to pick up that subscribe button. I want you to put them up, get them into a powerbomb position, throw him outside of the ring. Then I want you to pick him up again, and then I want you to slam him straight through the table, give him a last ride. But hey, your boy getting ready to sign out, man. Take it easy.